Hey, Fremont family, how's it going? I get to talk to you today about Hebrews 6. Hebrews is a fantastic book. It seems extremely relevant right now to us in our times. This book does an amazing job reminding us who Jesus is and exhorting us not to fall away from our faith and follow him. Chapter 6 begins with a reminder that it is only through Jesus that we are saved. The promise of spending eternity with our Creator is not fulfilled by following a set of rules. It's fulfilled by following Jesus. Then there's a pretty difficult message I had to hear in verses 4 through 8. It's a warning for those who fall away from faith. I think later in Hebrews in chapter 10, verses 26 and 27, there's a good clarification of this. Those verses read, if we deliberately keep on sinning, after we have received the knowledge of the truth, no sacrifice for sins is left, but only a fearful expectation of judgment and of raging fire that will consume the enemies of God. In other words, this is not a quick judgment for those of us like me who often stumble on our walk. It is for those who deliberately keep on sinning. I also found hope in Matthew Henry's explanation of these verses in his commentary on the passage. He says, the humbled sinner who pleads guilty and cries for mercy can have no ground from this passage to be discouraged, whatever his conscience may accuse him of. I loved that. Our conscience accuses us and we doubt ourselves. That's not what it's talking about here. The falling away here, it's an open and avowed renouncing of Christ. Getting into verse 9 finally brings us back to some good news. We are convinced of better things in your case, they say. Verse 10 tells us that God is not unjust. He will remember our good works. Verses 11 and 12 exhort us to continue to be diligent in our pursuit of Jesus to the end. Don't become lazy, but imitate those saints and believers who have gone before us. These verses remind me of something from Francis Chan's book, Crazy Love. He talks about how living in this world is like swimming in a river. If we don't, we need to keep swimming towards the prize of salvation. If we stop swimming, the current's going to carry us backwards away from Jesus. I think Hebrews 6 is telling us the same thing. Keep striving, keep doing good works, keep showing fruits of the Spirit to the world. Keep showing those fruits of the Spirit. If you're not actively involved serving God through his work, then you better start swimming toward that prize. Get involved, serve, study the word, pursue Jesus with all your heart. I just so happen to know of some great service opportunities. You might have heard of this thing called Upward Sports. I got the sweatshirt, the ball. If you want to serve God, if you want to see him at work, give me a call. I'll get you out there. You'll see God. You'll know whether you're on that narrow path that God wants you on. You'll see him at work right alongside you. Just remember, this Hebrews 6 tells us there are real eternal consequences if the current carries you too far away where you can't get back. Keep striving, stay on that path with us. I got my shameless plug in for Upwards, so now I want to close with some great news from verse 19. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure.